Good
Coffee up.
morning, Nancy Jane.
Good morning, Scott. We hope everybody enjoyed the week off we gave them. We didn't have to
Yeah,
stay after
Nancy
the.
went away. I was having my own little energy issues, I guess you might say.
Mm-hmm.
Intense. Maybe people know I have tinnitus, and it was intense. The ringing in my ears, and I just could not focus. I needed a rest. So that was my excuse, but you had a lovely time. And I seen my granddaughter again yesterday. Just a beautiful
Cool.
little girl. They like us when we show up because we bring treats and snacks and
Yes.
goodie bags. They don't
To
have to make.
young parents that are not sleeping as well as they might want to, their favorite thing is seeing food come through the door that they don't have to figure it out.
Oh yeah, my sister came too, and her niece. I forgot that. Haven't seen them in a
Cool.
long time. We don't do Thanksgiving anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Whole family.
Yeah.
We're getting together for Christmas, but we don't do Thanksgiving, so we don't see each other as much. My
We.
my stepmom
Mm-hmm.
gave it up. You know, it's getting harder for her to get around and
Mm-hmm.
prepare everything like that. So she doesn't want to do it, and no one else wants to really do it. So plus, I don't know. I think it's a little bit because of the coronavirus and pandemic and everything too. Just kind of got in that mode once it hit. It's like, well, we better not do it, you know. And then it
Right.
just
And that gave everybody permission to do something they'd wanted to do for 10 years.
yeah, kind
We
of.
had we had turkey stuffing, gravy, all the stuff. My daughter came to me and said, what size turkey do you think we need? And she knows I've taught her how to do all this stuff. She did it with me when she was little. And she did a beautiful meal. She did a lovely meal. I mean, yay, wolf. Wolf,
Happy
wolf.
birthday to you.
Happy birthday to you. What a clever child you were to choose to be born on that date because you will always have a master number in your birthday. You'll always have a master number attached to you. All y'all that were born in November. I didn't get that memo. I was born in May.
Took over Thanksgiving in my family. Yeah, if you can handle it, it's quite a overtaking.
Mm-hmm.
What am I got here? Sherry H saying hello to everyone.
Mm-hmm.
Okie dokie. Well, obviously want to start here because that's the biggest topic, right? Mr. Jack hitting the ground running, working on
Right?
Thanksgiving Day.
Mm-hmm. Going after everyone's federal judge, misfired cannon.
New crush, Mr. Jack Smith, special prosecutor, special counsel.
I'm going to do a Spirit 7 on who he is.
Living rent free in Trump Orange Jesus' head.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Be very afraid. Good morning, Jen.
Hi, Jen. What I got is the past life that most rules him. He was a queen. He was actually a ruling monarch where he was living at the time, and he he was considered very fair and just, but because of some decisions he made, he left his country unguarded. That caused him a certain amount of pain, and that past life memory is what makes him run now. And um, he doesn't want it. He wants to protect the people who've been hurt, unhurt them, and he doesn't like he won't go in and start something in a suit unless he's he doesn't just go in to cause problems, unlike any lawyer Trump's ever hired. But this is his outcome. He wants to see things put together, and the people who should be rewarded, and those who should be punished should be punished. And right now, he's not. We're not going to feel comfortable with him around. I mean, even if he's going to keep everything moving, Scotty's going to give us more to read about than we can think of. So, I think the past life he's living from was where he was just kind of an appointed ruler, like a monarchy. I really see him in like a throne room. And now he's come into this life to work justice and help people be prepared. So that's what I see.
Nice. That's what I got in the bottom of the deck too. Repair the house. That's what I agree. That Ten of Cups, repair everything the way it's supposed to be. We will have, I sense like, if you want to compare to Mueller, he had to start from scratch. And Jack is like a closer to me, what I feel. He's going to be a closer because a lot of it was already done. We got the House committee. They were already having grand juries and whatnot. Immediately I get victory, justice card, and the loss card. So it's all about justice and fairness. We will be victorious, hard work, and then people will be losing their positions there with the Five of Coins and money problems. So there'll be struggles going on. And like we said there too, and you said, it's like there's anxiety all in Trump world. When him installed here, I got the Ace of Wands surrounding the deep anxiety and collapse of things, and there's going to be changes. There's going to be transitions. There's going to be changes once he's finished. Well, and there's going to be new things he's going to tackle with the Page of Swords. I also got the Page of Cups. So what I'm hearing here is he is willing to flip or immunize people, to get to the core of everything with two pages. But we're going to be seeing a huge loss of people. And I always get that sense of a house politician.
Yes, that's what I feel. My numbers are between 33 to 35 are going to be implicated, whether they get them all, but
whether they get them all, but they will be implicated. Lower ones, I'm sensing, will be immunized. So, like, does it come down to the standard if you forwarded an email or like actively was involved, So yeah, there's going to be a lot. Just such going to be a huge shakeup, and like I said, Jack does not have to start from square one.
No,
he just has to review files and like, let's go.
Well, from what I've read, he accepted this assignment in June when Merrick Garland went over to the Ukraine.
Yeah,
and he was close enough in The Hague. They got together then and came to an understanding about what they were going to do. And hi, Gigi.
Good morning.
But he's had really time to look at that. And I was looking back at what was happening around June, that area of June, that would have made Merrick Garland say, okay, we got to really go get somebody. That's when they got all the crap about the Secret Service.
Secret Service. They got, actually the grand juries were formed then too.
Yeah. Yep. So,
and who else came in? There was two other prosecutors that came in, Wyndham and Raskin.
Yeah, Raskin, the one that's the expert on money laundering and international money stuff. Yeah.
So I think this is all set up a while ago. I think just in case, like just in case 45 did announce, and he did. Because now you don't want to look political, so I feel that end of it.
Yeah, and it's really true. I mean, that's what you need. Because if you saw what happened, and if you've been listening to any of the Rachel Maddow thing about the Nazis that were in the U.S. government during World War II, what happened was a whole bunch of these congressmen and governors realized they were going to get caught with what they'd done. And because the DOJ didn't let the investigations go to someone outside, they actually strong-armed the DOJ into firing the two guys who were doing all the research. And they cost them their careers. And we never got, if you haven't listened to Ultra, it's a free podcast. Go find it. It's really good.
I haven't listened to it yet, but I heard about it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. I mean, most of us have always sensed it's bigger than just this is going to lead to this. I don't believe the Mueller report is actually gone either.
No.
There's still stuff in there that either got locked in from, what do you call it? Statute of limitations, somehow, there's something still open or whatever. Mm-hmm. There's so many crimes from way back. Crazy times.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So,
do you want to see how he's feeling?
Okay.
Because of the new, he had some interesting people over Thanksgiving, supposedly. That's true, Renee. Oh. Ouchie.
Can I go? You want me to go? You can look.
You can go if you want.
Okay. Trump thought he'd gotten away with it. I mean, he thought he'd set things up to get away with it. Things were moving in his direction, and whoops, nothing's working out for the boy. And he still lives with his delusions. The Knight of Cups can be very romantic, interesting, bringing warm feelings, but it also can be somebody who's completely deluded. And he's watching his money go bye-bye.
Definitely losing money. I think he already got notice of some things.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm sensing like the FBI or someone already notified him what's going to go down.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there is a lot of worry. I think he when Jack was installed, it feels like he went a step lower.
Yeah.
Because I got him next to him, and then I'm sensing he's doing a lot of praying now. He can't escape it. A lot of I'm sensing like more accessory use. Let's just say.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, there's a lot of worry there. There's a lot of anxiety and worry, and this collapse I'm sensing of the Trump org too.
Yeah.
So I got the 9 of 10 of swords, it's collapsed of everything, and then I'm seeing my farm as the Trump org, and then I have worry about money. How we're going to have money, because that's on trial too currently. And what it makes you say is that about he knows some things already. So I don't know if he got paperwork or something, but I'm sensing the truth is already known by the FBI, and there's been paperwork. So something happened, and I had my FBI investigator card in the middle. So, and I was seeing that, I was sensing he was already informed. He kind of already knows what's going to happen. Maybe of courtesy, or maybe his lawyers. But that's my investigator card. So it could be part of what that whole strange event, when he came to Virginia and had his talk on the golf course. It could have been started there.
Yeah.
Because it feels like, why do you come there? And a lot of other people notice those aren't Secret Service cars. Those are FBI cars picking him up. And there and back, I seen videos and whatnot. It was like President Biden going somewhere. There was cars, lights, in a rush, right? Who does that for a former president? So I think this happened a while ago, and it's like he got informed something, and he just went off crazy town later. But it's unfortunate. We all say it, that he's still walking around when like Reality Winner or someone else like that gets arrested immediately and served 5 years, whatever the case may be. Yeah, I think I missed Cash's video. Well, maybe I've seen it, but I don't remember it that well. But his hits are definitely inspiring and sees a lot. Another.
I'm going to apologize to the tarot gods right now for even wasting time on this question.
Pretty much. It'll probably go better into this answer.
I apologize to everyone for coughing, but we've had a lot of rain, and that gets the mold up, and that's what I'm really allergic to.
Kanye. Oh, good Lord. This is going to be a lot of movement on people. People's minds by 2024. When you have to go to reality.
I got.
Oh, bless you.
Okay, it went away. He's standing around. He thinks he knows where he wants to go, but he doesn't know how to put it together. But his whole thing is his self-delusion and thinking he's the king. Right now, he's trying to figure out how to put all the pieces on the table to be successful. And he's going to just come to a great big giant indecision. A crossroads. He's not going to know where he wants to go. His out card's not so great. This is this entire endeavor failing. But as far as Kanye inside Kanye, he thinks it's wonderful. He thinks he's great.
Yeah, my toss makes no sense.
Well, that's him running for president makes no sense. Go to the overall meaning of cards there, Scott.
I mean, it's like he is delusional himself, because I got a lot of good cards. And it makes
I got great cards. He thinks this is wonderful. He just doesn't know what he's doing with it.
Yeah, I think it's more delusional. He definitely wants to. I got the Chariot, King of Wands, and Strength, my Endure. But on the bottom of the deck, I have lack of energy and lack of focus, and it's not going to go anywhere. But just really strange why you get good cards.
Yeah, it's almost like this guy's bipolar, or seriously manic, and he can't focus on which direction he's running. So, which kind of means that's what he's doing.
I mean, he can't even handle his own thoughts and
Mm-hmm.
what he says, and hurts people.
We've had 4 years of that. We don't need any more.
Oh, definitely. This is craziness. 15 billion. Oh wait, how 1.5
1.5 billion.
Will Saudi Arabia affect the money flow? Wouldn't it be able to pay off his debts? Does 45 have a contract?
No, Jared does.
I know Jared does, but
I don't think. Yeah, but look at Saudi Arabia is lurking behind all these stories. He's also a big chunk of the money that went into taking over Twitter. And of course they had the oligarchs and those people, they hated Twitter. They wanted it to be their little playground, not the other way around. So let's see if their Saudi Arabian money is going to be used by him.
Building contract in Oman.
Okay, Oman, yeah.
Oman. I guess I did see something about it. Oman contract. Oh, he wants to build another tower or something, or the organization does. I think that's what it was.
Okay. Okay. What I got on that contract is he thinks it's a good message, but then I've got nothing but negative cards. By falling back on that money, he's not going to be able to do what he's supposed to be doing with that money, so it's going to weaken him. He is going to move to use that money where it's not supposed to be, and it's going to cause him a lot of anxiety and stress, because at the end of the day, he's supposed to be building something or making something with it. He's going to be misusing it. So
yeah, I don't sense it going through. It might be a grift or something.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure what. I know it's the law, or I can't really sense what this is. If I have clarity, burdened, and Queen of Swords. Something ain't gonna go right with this contract.
Yeah. It feels like a shell game. Instead of, I've got this $1 billion, I'm supposed to have a building here. There's a hole in the sand, and the $1 billion has gone to cover his butt from other things. So where's he going to get the next billion?
Yeah, he's had other places that went belly up,
Mm-hmm.
with laundering or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So then I have failure, hope, and greed.
Mm-hmm.
So it feels like it's some kind of money laundering thing or something. I don't think it's going to happen. And then I have it blind actions, and there will be a tower on the project. Queen of Cups, tower, and being locked up in some kind of failures. Did something to yourselves, or maybe if he gets indicted or something, it's going to go away. But I don't see this contract working. I don't see it being fruitful. It's just another failure, like years ago they tried to do one in some Russia state, can't remember the country, but that never went anywhere, and it was all just a scheme.
Mm-hmm.
So Saudi Arabia doesn't deserve it. Supposedly Jared and Ivanka were hobnobbing at the World Cup with the Saudis.
Yeah.
Okay. Did that. Did that.
Yeah.
Okay. Alex Jones. Great characters. Talking with the bankruptcy court because he found out he's hiding money. Okay, yeah. All that loss in court. Says he ain't gonna pay for it. Can't. Like so much slavery. Okay, thank you, Janice. I got it starred. Yeah. Glenn Youngkin's being real good leader lately. Why Virginia? Okay. Alex Jones is future trouble bankruptcy.
He's going to keep some of it hidden. I asked if the bankruptcy court would be able to find, are they going to be able to find his money? And I got a no. I got a no. I got a no, but a son no is not as bad a no. I mean, son means good things are going to come out of this. Anyway, it's going to take a long time. And the court's going to be very frustrated in dealing with that. I don't think he'll be able to declare bankruptcy eventually, but they're not going to find out all the places he's hidden the money.
I think he is trying to hide. I have Chariot and the Knight of Cups and the King of Wands. So there's some creative ideas there. You know, crypto, offshore, whatever it may be, but the Chariot's a distance. And I do have some kind of creative things with saving money or somewhere that he's got hidden with the Four of Coins.
Yeah.
And then some creative ideas. He thinks he's a big man there. So he's got someone helping him with some kind of money things, but it ain't going to work. They're going to get into it. Eventually, he's going to have a huge loss.
Right.
So some kind of magician's going to work magic, maybe the courts, bankruptcy, investigators, whatever, but they're going to find it. It's going to take time, but they're going to find it all, and he's going to have complete failure. But yeah, I think he is moving money or something, or trying to, or has, because that's the Chariot's in the past and that creativity of where.
Mm-hmm.
So he may have already, knowing this process was coming, he tried to hide it.
Yeah, he's been moving around for a while.
But he'll have failure. He'll be up. You can't lose it all. You can't hide it all. They'll know. Hava. She kind of disappeared a little bit. Or is that the parking garage?
That's the parking garage lawyer.
Okay, she's still talking. Yeah. The other one disappeared. The one that signed the paperwork.
Yeah.
The brunette. She's the one that signed the paperwork saying, to the best of my knowledge, you have a limit. Yeah, I think she was one of the ones that got sanctioned for $50,000. For filing the ridiculous lawsuit against Hillary and all them.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. How is she feeling now? Is she a sycophant? Just going nuts too? Getting paid that well? What's going on with that?
One I like is the guy who got 10 million and then he went in one hearing and then he left, but he got his money before. He's the
Yeah.
only one. She thought this was a deal. She was getting in with the right kind of money people, but now she's finding it's getting nowhere. It's sapping all of her strength, and it's blocking her from being able to make any further decisions about her career. So she's getting ready to walk away from it all. I don't know how she'll do it, but she's trying to find a way to walk away from it.
Strange cards today. I don't know why she thinks she's so good.
Because she didn't take her meds.
Something like that.
She really is delusional. I think anyone around him has to be at this point.
For some reason, I don't know. In the past here, I got my magician, the creator, Ace of Wands, and Page of Swords. Mm-hmm. It's like, for some reason, bringing her on is going to be a powerful part of the teamwork. But I don't see it. And then I have King of Swords, King of Wands, Ace of Swords. And this is all about team. This is moving forward. Ace of Swords, clarity, intelligence. And she doesn't have intelligence. It's just really weird throws what I'm supposed to figure out here. I just see failure, but I got good cards again. It's really strange. Queen of Wands is her, Knight of Wands, and Page of Wands. So there's new ideas and free-spirited energy. But I'm not getting money. It's all about being part of a team. Throw distraction from Jack a little bit. Which ain't going to work, but just really strange cards today if I'm looking at cards.
What happens when we take a week off, Scott?
Yeah. Well, I was on Tuesday night with Dragonfly Crystals.
Yeah.
But other than that, I wasn't.
I was on Tuesday during the day, but everybody's confused. Everybody's like, when's it going to start? Why is it going so fast? And how can I make it stop? I mean, that's all the questions I keep getting from people. Everybody feel like they're feeling the energy shift. So these people should be why would they avoid the universal energy shift if we're stuck in it? I think she deluded herself into thinking she was going to meet the right people by doing this.
And yeah, I see that union and creating a team. It just feels like she's just a talking piece for the narrative online or in the media, whatever. Because I got the Page of Wands next to her with the Knight of Wands, that traveler and spirit energy. I think she's just supposed to be a talking piece to change the narrative or whatever, but it ain't gonna work. Yeah, inspired energy. It can rile up his base of people to get, angry some more.
Mm-hmm.
That kind of thing. That could be the Knight of Wands with the energy, put that energy out there to the masses. You take him down, we're going to fight like hell. That kind of nonsense.
Yeah.
Yeah, she should be disbarred. They all should be. 2023 Diamonds for Congress. People love the January 6th. Okay. How quickly before special counsel and DOJ acts on those 30 to 40, whatever we see?
Mm-hmm. Okay.
How soon? How soon?
Let's see if I get a season card. And if I don't, then I'll start putting out numbers, dates, times.
Hey, Sheila. Good morning. $2023. In the works. Okay. I got the Page of Swords here coming out. It's in the works already.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of hard work yet putting together the pieces. Most feels like February.
Okay.
Most of the pieces they're putting together feels like February.
Mm-hmm.
Some will start in December. I'm getting some. I have the secretly putting together deals. Wheel of Fortune, my December card, and then I have the FBI coming in and snatching people up in handcuffs in December. But the majority, there will be a loss. There will be severe loss and burdens of these people are already in that zone.
Mm-hmm.
They know who were involved.
Mm-hmm.
With the 10 of Wands and both my old crap and loss cards. So those are people already know. So I think it just feels so soon. I mean, like so soon.
Yeah, I got January. I put out cards. I put out December, January, February, March. And for December, I got the Queen of Gabriel, which is the Queen of Wands. So they're putting the information together, and they're working closely with that woman at the DOJ who sort of watched over all that paperwork, but they're not ready to move on it. But January, Ace of Gabriel, they're moving on it, and you got the High Priestess. All the secrets become known. So I think it's gonna be January, and then February. It's a fun month.
Yeah, I see February big.
You got the Emperor. Everybody's going to have to be facing the judgment they need to face. And they're going to be squealing and selling each other out. This card in a traditional deck is the devil. But what materialism means is people who are so tied to something, whether it's love, money, stress, or enterprise, that they turn their back on the spirit, the rainbow behind them. So all these guys are going to be trying to figure out how to save their own ass. And
Flip.
Right, they're going to be flipping. And then March is the page of Michael, which is the sword, the little guy who goes out and pushes all the buttons and things. And none of them are going to be seeking higher. They're going to be selling everything out. So, but this is January, guys. I hope they don't think they're going to get too much into their positions on these on the committees, because
No.
That'd be amazing, because that means Marjorie Taylor Greene will have been thrown out of committees and completely stripped of being able to do anything. In the first month, it took her 2 months in the last legislative session for them to throw her out, and they're gonna be her own record.
Timing is always tough, of course, but my internal senses are like, this ain't gonna. if you compare yourself to Mueller or something like that,
Mm-hmm.
you can just see it's a lot shorter. It's like justice will happen a lot quicker. I don't see it going, before things start rolling. Like if Mueller started and then supposedly he had Manafort indicted 5 months later.
Right.
But all the pieces are already in play now. They had the pieces.
Mm-hmm.
They've been investigating.
Well, when they got Manafort, there was a whole lot of stuff Obama had been working on. They didn't have enough proof, but they were already investigating all those shenanigans. And that's the only thing where I think Obama made a huge mistake, was they should have let people know that was going on.
Mm.
Instead of saying, I mean, the guy was selling us out to every oligarch we could find.
Let's look at Jimmy Jordan.
Oh, dear.
Yeah, a lot of good people. All the best people. You can tap into how deep he was involved.
Mm-hmm.
J6. It's just amazing, the gaslighting that people, as a whole, red areas, whatever, just they either don't listen, because the man has done nothing in his career except being a screaming piece for the people.
Well,
POB.
What is it about wrestling coaches that we should never elect them to be anything? We got Hastert ended up with his butt in jail. And then we've got this one who should have his butt in jail for covering up abuse of wrestlers.
Definitely.
Who taught Hastert how to raise money to run for office? My mother. She was a political force in my home state, and he was the next county over. And she said that man just didn't know how to ask for money till I taught him. And fortunately, all that stuff happened to him. She'd already died, but
wow, the connection.
Oh, it's not going to do. Oh dear, we got the devil and the tower on what's going to happen to Jim Jordan out of all this. What's the outcome going to be? And we've got the sun reversed, which means bad when it's with like this, because it's with the 3 of Wands and it's reversed. And that means if it's right side up, you're getting on a nice ride. If it's reversed, y'all are going in the water. And that's right next to the tower. And he also can't find a lawyer or anybody to give him any advice at all. So,
oh, Jim, I did have the devil too.
Mm-hmm.
Dark times being indicted, mm-hmm. And now the cards are making more sense. Yeah, I have Mr. Jack. He's going to be part of that. He's going to be part of the ones that walk away. There's the law coming in. Everything's broken for him. And then he's walking away. Mm-hmm. Disappointed, loss. And then I have...
Does he go far away so we never have to see his smiley little face or his suitless shirt?
Well, I don't see him in government.
Mm-hmm.
So we got government transitioning away, and here's a subpoena, documents, indictment, something like that. Mm-hmm. He does get paperwork. Truth comes out, and then I have death, so that's an ending.
That's right.
So yeah, Jimmy was deep, so I think he's going away. Just like many of them will be going away.
It's fine by me.
Can't have a sedition against a country, and it's a good thing we have good people in place finally. And who was it? Eleanor was sensing. If at all.
Okay. You want to
Yeah,
ask that? Will they maintain the House? Because there are going to be a whole lot of special elections.
which probably won't happen until like November.
No, it depends on the state. It really does, how fast they move on that.
But yeah, I mean, it could be a special in
He
April.
can't lose 5 seats. You may have ours that go independent rather than stay with them. That's the other option. And if they go independent, then they can caucus with the Dems if they want to.
So is my reading correctly that you know of that the governor sets the next special election date?
It depends on the state you're in.
Depends on the
Sometimes
state.
it's legislative. Sometimes it's so many dates from the time the person leaves his seat. That's how come they had that crazy ass election in Alaska, where they had the first one and everybody thought, oh, well, now it's done. No, they had to run again 6 weeks later because that's how Alaska's laws were. And in some states, the governor, I know in a lot of states, the governor can replace the senator. In some states, it just insists that they have to have an election, that one person can't make that decision. But sometimes it says the governor can do it for an interim and then state a time for the election.
I know the Constitution states governor replaces a senator.
In your state? Not in all states.
The U.S. Constitution states that.
It does? Okay.
Yeah. That governors would appoint a senator, but call for a special election on House members. Okay. That's what I read.
Okay.
I don't think it's up to state per state on how that works. I know people who are talking a little bit about, well, if they got a Democratic governor, they should appoint a Democrat. But would a Republican governor ever appoint a Democrat? No.
Mitch McConnell had the state legislator in Kentucky change the law that says the governor has to replace him with someone from the same party as the person who's left the seat.
Right.
And they didn't change that law until this last year when Mitch could count noses and toes and realize, I'm not going to be the leader. So maybe I should get out of here.
To me, that doesn't feel constitutional. But, you know.
Neither does banning books. One of the women who's in my garden group, we were having a class on the garden yesterday. If you don't know what that is, go over to my channel. You'll find out. And she's never really been, she's, voted and watched things, but they're having serious censorship problems in her state. And she got a list of what was being censored out of the high schools. They've made them pull Mark Twain. They've made them pull Shakespeare. They've made them pull many of the really great classics. I mean, what are these? All the kids are going to have is the first half of the Bible in their libraries, and it's going to be scattered around. It's just amazing. And that's in Missouri. Yeah, Missouri. But, these censorship things that they pulled, in some states, their legislatures got it together and put a thing where they can't, they're blocking them from being able to come in, individual groups to come in and sue. Because why should your library have to spend money protecting its right to be the library?
Unreal.
So what else we got? I heard the January. So we're going to...
I heard in January also that Republicans will be in charge.
Let me do my month-to-month thing. I'm going to
do the House.
Okay, I'm going to do the first 6 months in the House and I'm going to put out a big one of these cards for the month, and then I'll put a clarifier on top. That sometimes helps me with time.
Yeah, I'll try that deck too.
Okay.
January, the House in January after the 3rd.
This is the Archangel Power Tarot from Radley Valentine. when I got this deck, it's really beautiful deck. And when I got it, I used to, on the Saturday, I'd go into Dolly's, I'd play with it, and I'd offer one free reading for anybody who wanted one so I could practice with the deck. And that's when I found out businessmen love this deck. And that kind of amazed me because being an archangel and all. Okay, so we got January, February, March, April, May, June. I laid them out to October, and I tell you what I got in October was New Beginnings. That's the universe. That's when it's kind of finished. Okay, what are we going to see? What's happening? We're going to see it writing in. None of these cards are bad.
I got chaos. Chaos starting in January.
Mm-hmm. I got Justice on April when the moon showed up, when there's going to be a lot of emotions. I think April's going to be a big month for the turnover, but
King of Wands, Emperor.
yeah, I've got a whole new vibration rolling in January, and I've got the Queen of Cups. They're going to know in January. This is how they're going to be holding out, though. There's going to be a whole lot of toing and froing. Is this right? Blah, blah. That's February. March, there's going to be something going on financially that's going to almost distract from what's happening here. They're not going to be able to move forward. That's March. But then April, I get emotions are high because justice shows up. So I think we're going to know all the characters by April. In May is going to fly. They're going to be riding high and doing what they need to do. And people are going to be working on getting the problem solved. And then June, I think is when there may be a lot of them that flat out resign and get out of there rather than try to stay in June. And July is the strength card. That's for the country. And this little guy reversed. He means they got their act together. They solved the problems. So July, August, there's going to be a whole lot of settling down, and that's kind of a weird time of year in government anyway. But that's when you're going to see a lot of their replacement showing up. August, September, I think it's going to be done. I mean, this is the Three of Gabriels. It's like the Three of Wands. That's a new enterprise. But I got the Hangman in reverse, which means we've seen it from a new perspective and we're shifting. But October's the one that speak to me. I already pulled this one. New beginnings. By October, the whole thing's going to be done. I mean, as far as us understanding the changes it's going to bring, and it's going to bring to light a new financial beginning. So I think we're going to know who's toast in January, but we're not going to see their toast till October. But some in the middle of all that are going to either pull out or change.
Yeah, there's going to be, I see a quick change. The biggest movement I do see is like February and March.
Mm-hmm.
I did 3 cards per January, February, March, April, and then it's like, oh, it gets too much, and then I just did 1 card.
Mm-hmm.
The new beginnings come in May. What I got?
Yep. So when I got Chariot riding in.
April, I have the Chariot. The Knight of Wands, Chariot, and Strength in April. Mm-hmm. So these people might be leaving in April, and then the new beginnings start in May. It doesn't take long, you know. In March, I had the King of Wands, the Emperor, and the Five of Wands. So there's chaos starting then and decision making in March.
Mm-hmm.
For sure, February, we know what's going on with the Two of Cups, Four of Wands, celebrations, and the Empress. So I think February, we know a lot. And then January, there's more just chaos. I have confusion, burdens, and important things happening with Two of Cups,
Right.
another Two of Coins.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and this is all Ten of Gabriel is the chaos, and then the Seven of Michael is my confusion. So January doesn't be all that. It's probably Republicans just putting out nonsense.
Yeah, if you look at that Seven of Michael, what it shows is there's two paths. One's enlightened and one isn't. And Michael is telling you to take the path that has the most enlightenment. Thank you, Ian.
Yeah, there's a better way. Yeah.
Yeah.
Review all the.
I like that illustration of the seven because it shows there's two ways to go: into a dark cave or into a light path.
Yeah. January just feels chaotic. Because you know their plan: investigate Hunter Biden, and try to impeach everybody. It just feels chaotic.
Well, if we've learned nothing from the Republicans, we've learned that you don't have to pay any attention to subpoenas.
That's
so
true.
They can do what they want.
Right? Jordan didn't come in. McCarthy didn't come in. Oh yeah, I don't have to talk. And that's what's mind-numbing. In all the past, the Democrats have shown up. You know, if they got asked to talk, they've shown up.
Poetic justice.
Oops.
Jeff Bailey, you're going to need to make that. You put a statement in here. I don't understand. You can reach me through my garden if you want to talk about something about cards.
David saying you were right. His knee replacement was a breeze, went quick.
Very good.
I remember that, David. You said you were having surgery, all worried, but blessings that went well.
You know what they do? They stand you up on that knee the same day they replace it. And that was terrifying to me. But as soon as I did that, then I knew, oh, I can do this. And I've never, from the day before the surgery, I've never had any kind of pain like I had after the surgery that I had, like what I was having before. So if you really need your knees replaced, it's not, do it sooner rather than later.
Cold Toes had a long drive. Glad you made it back safely. Bad snowy roads. Oh, God, Lord. It reminds me one time I went to a Packer game in St. Louis, and on the way, we hit a snowstorm.
Mm-hmm.
So a 5.5 hour drive turned into a 12-hour drive.
Wow.
And that was only halfway.
Mm-hmm.
So halfway through Illinois, it started snowing like crazy. It was really bad. Barely could see. And it was probably like 20 miles an hour the rest of the way. Not fun.
No. Well, Cold Toes, hopefully your grid's going to get to you faster than your trip yesterday. I mailed it yesterday to her. But and she lives up where it's really cold. She lives up in some place on Alaska it's gorgeous, but it's gorgeous because people can't get there and screw it up. I mean, it's hard.
I know, Sterling.
Well, they did the guy in New Mexico, and it kind of slipped through the radar. The guy got elected, and then they came in and they said no, and it went all the way to Supreme Court. That guy, they said no. If he did this, that's what the law is. That's a black letter law. That happened in the summer, and I wondered at that point if they weren't running that as a way to have the law behind them when they went after him. But they did try to do a 14th Amendment on MTG, and the judge didn't let it go through, and so she got to stay on the ballot. Their theory was, and it was their state constitution, it says you can't run for office if you've been a traitor. And it's Georgia, and they know more than a little bit about that down there. And they let it go through, but I think if it's the federal one, they'll be able to get them. I don't know. I'm not a judge, remember? I didn't even play one on TV.
Yeah, that was crazy with MTG. But I think it was only, that guy was only like a councilman or something. He wasn't in.
No, he was a county commissioner. He was
county.
We call it in Texas county judge, but people don't understand that when money's awarded to where the area you live in, say there's federal money that's coming in to build bridges or fix roads, it goes through the state. The state has an agency that kind of makes sure it's sent to the right place. And then it's the commissioner's court, at least this is the way it's in Texas. Our commissioner's court handle more money than almost anybody else. And they've always been the best paid politicians you could ever imagine. And they govern over all of those kinds of funds. So it's really actually financially an incredibly powerful position. And my daughter used to be the administrative assistant to a judge. The guy, and they're called the county commissioner judge, and that's the guy who's at the top. And then they have commissioners, but those are all very, very powerful positions. And that nobody pays attention to. So now if you want to know why your streets aren't getting fixed, go talk to them.
Jeff got a hit on Jesse Jackson. What's up with Jesse Jackson?
Okay. I'm going to see if he's okay. I'd rather ask a positive question than a negative one.
Jesse Jackson.
I got he's okay. I got he's been turning some things around where he was feeling kind of trapped, but right now he's building some stuff up and he's in communication with people in a positive way. He's surrounded by his family and it looks good.
Yeah, I generally have great things too. So I do have my 8 of coins, which is you may have had some surgery or some kind of change in medications or something like that. But I had the King of Coins. That's positivity. Ace of Swords, Ace of Cups.
Mm-hmm.
Family surrounded love. So everything looks good here. Universal energies are with him. So besides maybe having, because that came out first, so he may have quietly had a surgery or changing meds or a physical, but generally he's got good health. So if you're tapping into something, I do see he may have had a surgery or some kind of minor procedure, because that did come out first. But other than that, everything looks good. That he's not looking to pass or anything.
Mm-hmm.
Sterling, 62 tomorrow. Miss Rosa.
Good.
Happy birthday early. Midas Bob Gary, welcome. Where? Eight of Swords. Wheel of Fortune reversed. He's dealing with something. Could be. There you go. Love to all. Astral vibrations. Thank you. Okay. Let's look. You want to look at the Georgia runoff?
Yep.
With Warnock?
Yep. And then I want to do a cat fight. What does Kari Lake and MTG think of each other?
Who? Kari Lake?
Kari Lake and MTG, what do they think of each other?
Yeah, that'd be fun. I'll create a banner quick.
Okay, because it was a question someone put in the thing. We just missed it. Guys, you have no idea how fast this stuff goes by.
Yeah. Okay. That's done. Comments. How does MTV? Okay. I can just use that one. Start. Putin last. Yeah, I was reading something the other day about Mr. Vlad. Someone was saying that he has a minimum three doubles or people that look like him. Whether it's true or not, I don't know, but my sense is that he hasn't been around himself for quite a while. I think it's been on doubles, and I don't think this is going to last too much longer. I always had it since December, but
are we asking if Warnock's going to win?
Yeah, the energy of Warnock and Walker. That's what I think, Sterling. I think he's been in a coma for months. Raphael Warnock. King of Cups, he wins. Knight of Cups, he's surrounded a lot better, and then he's in public service.
They're working. They're trying to pull every trick against him, though.
The women are coming out against Walker. The ones that are informed are like, oh, heck no. This guy is the Walker here. We got Queen of Swords, Queen of Cups, and Six of Cups. And here we're talking about the children. He's lying and deceiving. I think that really helped that woman coming out in the press conference saying that she is not lying. He did force me to have an abortion. But Raphael, I got King of Cups, Knight of Cups, and being part of service. So I got Raphael will win.
I got really confusing cards on both of them. I got 3-3 on both of them. 3 yes, 3 no's.
Weird.
Now, of course, you could say that Walker will win if he doesn't get elected. I mean, who would want to watch that man limp around like he is right now for another 6 years? What amazes me is he's been in Texas forever, and we always knew how bad he was. But all of a sudden, he shows up in Georgia, and there was some story 5 days ago that his real residence was Texas.
Yeah. Taking the credit, but
I guess the gods were being kind to us because that would mean we could have had Walker and Ted Cruz for senators. Totally frightening. That might make me move out of state.
We already got two lovely ones.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, and when the former Klan member is less repulsive than the other one, you got to know.
Yes, Darren. We were talking about Vlad.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Ah.
Who's the leader? Who's the leading VP candidate for 45? Kind of see on social media and whatnot that MTG and Bobart are on the outs. They must have had a cat fight.
Mm-hmm.
Matt Gaetz isn't running around with MTG anymore.
Okay, between MTG and Kari Lake for vice president, MTG isn't even in the race. She'd love to get there. This is her out card, but she's got the Knight of Cups reversed, the Knight of Cups reversed. She's too anxiety producing. She's totally not prepared to run for anything like that. And she's always going to look back on it with spilt milk like, oh, I could have had it. But for Kari Lake, and this is such an improbable thing because that would imply that one, Trump would be around in 24 to run, and two, that he's not going to be running from a jail cell. But if we take the magical world where he's running, he thinks she's really good. He thinks she knows what she's doing. She makes him feel like a king. This is the card of illusion and delusion. She's every bit as delusional as he is. She has a way hyper blown up ego, but it's not going to happen for either one of them. So, but if you had to pick, if it's a theoretical thing, if you got to pick something, he'd much rather have Kari Lake.
Yeah. He seems to like her messaging better. For Kari Lake, I got the King of Wands, Page of Wands, and the Six of Cups. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So it's like her whole messaging. He likes that messaging better. The way she talks, the way she speaks. Been with him from the start about election lies and all that. It feels like the honor part of what he says. Mm-hmm. MPT is more of just a crazy addict. The love and support. So love and support, the crazy addict, and Looney Tunes. There's never been real support there. Mm-hmm. For MTG and 45. Honestly, they're just both crazy addicts. Mm-hmm. So, if there was a pick, it would be Kari. But I didn't put opposing forces. I just threw cards on both of them. So. Mm-hmm. Even though Kari Lake is very nuts herself, according to this, MTG is worse.
Well, I heard an interesting theory that some people say that the Republicans are pushing her to the front so that when everything starts falling apart, they can pick on her. And it's not
Roid addict. Yeah, it seems something similar, yeah. The moon and my devil card are very similar like that. Yeah, they all do it for money. I just can't. These people.
Well, she's been everything under the sun. She's been everything from Green Party to voting for Obama to then showing up and playing all this hate.
Yeah, it's mind-numbing. I mean, how people can sell their soul and go out in public and put their family at risk and credibility to talk like that and not be honest. It's in the history books of how crazy you are. How can you actually have respect?
But remember what Bill Barr said: history's written by the winners.
You're right. Watergate and who went down is always going to be in the history books. And same with this. History is written by the winners. Bill must think he has an out card yet.
Before the lockdown, I had a guy, and he knew I never read politics at my table, but he was a designer who had a booth at Gretchen's, and he came up and he said, "Oh, please, 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 I just want to know, about the people around Trump at the time." And it was right before COVID. And so he picked Bill Barr, Rudy Giuliani, Pence, and Trump. And I did a row on each one of them. And I got how sick Rudy really was. I got Pence. I have a hard time reading that man. He is such a non-entity. And
I know, right?
It's like, the original version of Empty Suit. But the one that was fascinating to me was Bill Barr already was planting all the stuff behind him that he could trade off to get off.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah, he's not that dumb. You don't go down corrupt without having a mousetrap to catch, just a backup plan. Yep, Rose Blue. Jack the Reaper.
What are we supposed to be reading about the pillow guy?
Well, supposedly the pillow guy is fighting with the RNC, saying he's going to run for the
chairmanship
and put down Ronna McDaniel.
that took the Romney out of her name because Trump asked her to, so she changed her name and got rid of it.
Mm-hmm. So they're all eating each other. So now the pillow guy thinks he should be the RNC chairman.
I'm going to ask if he even has a prayer to do this.
I don't think he has a prayer, but it's funny.
I got 5 yeses that he's going to do it. He's going to move all the things that's going to stall them out for a while because they're going to be between, how can we say we do this, but we don't do this? And then he's going to let it go. And because he's a little bit nuts, but he thinks it's only fair. He thinks it's only fair because he's been out here speaking the truth.
I don't think it's going to work, but it just makes me want to laugh. The whole Republicans in chaos, and this just adds to it.
Mm-hmm.
I got the Chariot, Page of Coins, Page of Cups. It just feels like almost like he wants to create the chaos within the Republican Party there. It's like he's taking charge. There's new things coming up, a new pass, new money, another grift or whatever, but it just feels like it's going to start the chaos. So then I have, so 10 of Cups comes in, so I think this is the RNC coming in. And then the talk, the energies, the movement within, but then it's going to bring to light some things, though, actually. Internal light. Kind of like he thinks he has all this voter data or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But as far as him being, no, he's not going to be the leader. But I think Ronna must keep it. The Queen, it's been there in the past, but Pill Guy goes away. I mean, there's a lot of crazy there. But actually, it feels like he may expose some things publicly that actually are true about financing or something within. But it's all funny. Just how they're eating each other. By all rights, she doesn't deserve to be any kind of leader herself. I mean, how the heck do you explain paying 45's legal bills?
I'll tell you how people get those jobs from the inside. There are reasons I don't give to big committees, or whether it's the Dems or I wouldn't give the Republicans anyway, but a lot of these people get their things because she was Mitt Romney's niece. And so she met the right people and met the right people. It's just like other kinds of jobs. People get them from connections. But I remember talking to a political consultant who was one of the guys who really helped Obama move ahead. And this was when we were running around the Democratic Party. But he pointed out to me there's only 2 statewide parties that have a certain amount of panache and always are well-funded. One's Iowa, where the caucuses are held, and the other is New Hampshire. And this is for Republicans and Democrats. And he said, you get out to some of these other states and you wonder, how could they be losing out there? And then you find out that Hubert Humphrey's grandson is running the party. Well, what's he ever done except be Hubert Humphrey's grandson? I mean, really, this guy had a real thing about how Minnesota was being run. And he and I talked about it, and he said that happens in a lot of states. In Texas, we've had those sorts of people think it's their heritage seat and that they should get it because their family's connected. And it doesn't get your best and your brightest, let me tell you.
You can add to this thought here.
Mm-hmm.
Ronna McDaniel in trouble herself for any dealings, money movement, illegality. Ronna McDaniel.
Mm-hmm. I got a big fat no. I got that she feels like she's sailing in waters that are like that. 1 mile ahead, 2 miles back. But the only thing she's going to be in trouble for is the big donors for how that they've squandered the money. But she's just going to retire off to a balanced life, having that on her resume, but not being scarred by it.
Yeah, I'm not seeing. There is some legal trouble that I feel like she'll be subpoenaed for. With January 6th or whatever, but I think she still keeps her job here. Queen of Cups came up again, but here's the infighting, and here she might get subpoenaed or something like that for which she knows, because RNC was supporting 45, moving money or whatever the case may be. but it doesn't look to be the illegality of it all. I got she's just the creative talking point of the RNC. Within, I do sense there's a lot of upsetness about the money, where money went. They're not using the funding properly, but it feels to be legal. But yeah, there is a lot of infighting about where the money goes. Kind of like how Rick Scott used the Senate money. People are pissed about him, but there is some legal stuff, but it doesn't feel like it's to the jail type sentence, because I have victory for her, but there is some Page of Swords, and she's protected somehow. She either flips or whatever, but she's in a good enough place. But I have a victory in protection movement. Good news. But there does seem to be some kind of subpoenas, where she needs to come clean about some things. But she feels safe.
If she's doing it with the board's approval, she can't be in too much trouble. Unless someone came to her specifically and said this was illegal.
Correct.
Kristi Noem is the governor of where?
South Dakota. She has big aspirations. She got reelected.
Mm-hmm.
But she's a horrible person too.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of trouble up there with the COVID policy, and what was it? Big 4th of July celebration out there. Had 40 there during COVID.
Yes, it was a super spreader event.
That and the big motorcycle event.
Yeah,
I can call that. But anyway. There's some legal things up there with her way. Supposedly she used her power of the government to get her daughter. Yeah, Sturgis. Yeah, spread all over the country.
Yeah, she's got some. I got the vibes I got is there's a period where she almost walked away. She almost she walked away from something that was very meaningful to her, and then this is this card, walking away. Then she became the governor, and she's riding high on being the governor. She really likes being a governor, and but some information's coming towards her swiftly, and there's going to be nothing but fights around her for a while. So I don't know who's coming to get her or what she did, but somebody knows. And I know nothing about South Dakota's politics. I only know one person that I know for an absolute fact lives there.
Yeah, I'm not either. In the past here, I do have somehow she got out of what she was something legal, some kind of problems she got out of in the past. Somehow she talked her way out of it. So she got calmer waters, got away from the problems of being something she did because of what she did, self-imposed, and then argued her way out of it in the bad times. I do have some current issues still, some kind of loss, some kind of problems, but she took charge, moved forward in a creative way, so she's doing all right. But she's going to have some things, something's going to come up again.
Yep.
Because I have legal issues coming in. Whatever she escaped in the past, she will, but
it's coming back. It's going to hit her really fast.
Yeah, it's coming back around. So we have the investigators, the courthouse, and then intense energies coming her way. Could be spring, but with that coming in, Yes, she's not going to escape justice forever. She moved funds. She did something illegal. It's going to hit her in the butt.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't see a great future for her. Whether, higher than what she is. But I think justice will come where it's supposed to come. Even DeSantis. I don't believe he's not going to escape justice. That man.
Yeah.
It's just so frustrating, all these governors that didn't care about their people, and those people ate it up in these new laws and whatnot, for COVID policies or restricting voting or what they teach in class.
Well, none of that's going to change until we have a Supreme Court.
True. True.
That's worth the name of Supreme Court.
Just have okay. Banner. We looked at that. 1:30. Anything important? Yep. We looked at that. I don't know that one. Looked at that. Okay. Gun vote. That's Glenn Youngkin.
Mm-hmm.
He's been pretty foolish lately.
Mm-hmm.
You see something that, like all these GOP-led states, they want to change their education system.
Mm-hmm.
And supposedly it's the same educational company they want to replace their books from.
Texas has always had an outside effect on textbooks because as a state, it buys more textbooks than any other state. So unfortunately, we have a board of education for the state, and they have to review the books and decide which ones get chosen. And we have had an outsized influence on other places' textbooks. And I know for a while we had the scandal of several of the people who were running for school boards and making those decisions were also employees of the companies that printed the textbooks. I don't know if that's changed now that things are on tablets, but let's see if he's going to succeed at this. No, it's going to be a yes and no, but he's not going to succeed in it because what I get is he's working on it, trying to figure out how to get all this arranged. But for other people, it's kind of a delusional decision. It's bad choices. It's going to cause a lot of conflict. It's good for his ratings, so he doesn't really care. But I get that the whole movement's not going in the direction that he wants it to. But it does bother me kind of that all books for kids now seem to be electronically published, and you can change things so much faster. If you really want to mess things up, run it through a computer. So
yeah, what I sense is I don't think he has the votes to get this law or whatever taking out. He's going to try, but I see loss.
Well, would you want your kids going to a school where some idiot was deciding to rewrite history to make himself happy?
The better forces know better. I don't think it's going to come through. The Queen of Cups, Page of Cups, or Swords, Knight of Swords. It's that's on the bad side surrounding the Queen of Cups. The love of country and what actually happened, but the negative forces won't allow this to happen. I don't see it moving forward. But yeah, it seems to be from what I've seen, it seems to be kind of a grift.
Mm-hmm.
They have one company supply pay them extra money or whatever to supply the textbooks and to remove parts of the education system of history. These people voting against your own priorities. Is there a civil war coming? How crazy is it going to be? I can't remember who I was talking to the other day, but there was this video. It was on the Daily Show, and I think it was maybe that Kepler guy that goes out to
talk to people.
Talks to people, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And this one couple kept going on and on about how it was Antifa that stormed the Capitol. Well, it wasn't Trump supporters. They were dressed up, right? And Kepler goes, "Why would Antifa want to stop the election of their guy?" And this elderly couple just kind of looked at each other like they didn't get it. But at the end, they finally did, there's that long pause. It's like, it's almost sinking in. It's almost sinking in. Mm-hmm. And then they just look at each other and go, no, it was Antifa. That was it. Mm-hmm. It's like, oh my God, it was almost there. Why would Antifa want to stop their guy from being elected and seated? And it was almost there. It was hilarious. So yeah, how big is this going to be?
Okay, the way to avert a civil war is don't talk about it, don't think about it, don't tie your energies into trying to produce it, to think about the good sides of humanity and the good things you can do to make things more settled. Don't get tied up in your negative emotions, and to understand that the Wheel of Fortune says things go up and things go down, but they always eventually turn back up to the right, and to seek balance. Get temperance. That word, I've actually listened to a couple of ministers back in the day when I was married to one talk about the idea that Americans have no idea of temperance. We either want it to be this or that. We want to be on the extremes.
True. Antifa is anti-fascist. Mm-hmm. Are they really that dumb to blame? Yes, they are.
And they don't exist. They don't have a checking account. I mean, they're as amorphous as everybody's cyber currency.
So as far as, yeah, you were very correct about, don't think about it. If something does happen, I believe we as a society are prepared, whether it be FBI or enforcement, because I have the King of Cups surrounded by the chaos. So the Five of Swords would be like a civil war. There's your fighting, hearts broken. But I think I think we're prepared. I think as a whole, we're prepared if there's any chaos going to happen. Things will get better. Keep your focus on better. My Hierophant at the farm, getting better. Have patience. Things will get better. There won't be any civil war. We're going to go back to a time where there wasn't chaos of who's the president in the United States. just get better people. I do have the wheel. You had the Wheel of Fortune. I had the Wheel of Fortune too.
Mm-hmm.
Cycle of life.
Mm-hmm.
History repeating itself. It's like Putin is going to go down like Hitler. You know, history's going to repeat itself. 45 is going to go down too. Except he won't be pardoned like Richard Nixon. Unfortunately, it just takes time. But had that champagne and had that popcorn ready, it will happen. Especially with our new Messiah, Jack Smith. The energy's exploding.
And that's it, guys. Jack Smith's a good lawyer, and we need to let him file his stuff and do his things. But we don't need to turn him into a god. We don't need to turn him like everybody was, oh, Mueller's going to come through for us.
True. I know.
We have no idea. And the other thing is, if you run into someone who's batshit crazy and totally nuts, uh-oh.
And they come. It only took an hour and 40 minutes.
Yeah.
Oh, why'd I lose it? Oh, you keep coming back.
Well, what you need to do is when you look at them, don't engage with them, don't feed the fantasy. And, there is that Southern phrase, bless their little heart. God bless their little heart. And when you say that to somebody, it's like, I don't need to worry about you.
Already blocked. Weird. I haven't blocked, but thanks for helping. Thank you, Cold Toes. Bless you.
Thank you, Cold Toes.
Yeah, we have to deal with it. We have to let it be shown. Because it was being hidden for so long and we didn't even know it.
Apparently it didn't get to Wisconsin. We knew it down here.
Yeah, I found it with some of my friends. I never knew some of these people had those ideas. Last one, I guess.
Okay. We gotta do the game again.
Packer game again. I am not going to ask you about the Packer Eel game day. What the heck? So I didn't know that. The Packers do play the Eagles. I just got so disappointed, like whatever. But we were actually correct a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
Green Bay did win.
And they
lost again. Today. 7:20 tonight at Philadelphia. Ooh, Philly 9-1. Okay.
Oh God, Scott, I've got you're gonna win.
Oh no, you kidding me?
No. I got the Sun coming in. Things look good.
Green
Someone
Bay.
that they expect to be there is not going to be able to carry their weight. It's going to make everybody change their minds, if not about you guys, about the Philadelphia. There's going to be some new connections made from this, and it's because one of the two teams was just more organized. And I know nothing about any of them. So
Philly's 9-1. They got good roll. Green Bay's struggling, but they are, they have potential to be a top team. Okay, Knight of Wands fell out. Universal Energy. King of Swords taking charge. Page of Cups, the Moon. I think Philly might have I get the Tower. So it feels like Philly might have injury.
Yeah, I saw somebody's not there. Some part of the basic structure that's supposed to be there isn't there.
Yeah, there's something goes on. And then I have victory for Green Bay. Weird. But something happens during this game. It feels like there might be an injury. Like I got the tower coming in for Philly, and something they're unaware of with the moon. Yeah, this looks like Green Bay may pull out an upset. Might be a good game to watch. I mean, Green Bay does have talent. You know, even though their season has been horrible, they can beat anybody if they play right. But yeah, crazy. All right.
Anyway. Okay,
everyone
guys.
have a
One
great
more word
day.
of warning. One more word of warning. COVID is rearing its ugly head. It's swinging back around towards us. I think we have a little bit of a window before Christmas, but I think from Christmas until late January, it's going to be, if you have any reason to not be exposed to it because you're diabetic or you've got an underlying health condition, please be very careful, because we really value all the people we can get in the seats on Sunday mornings. We want you all to still be here. But I know of at least 2 or 3 people that have gotten COVID in the last 2 weeks, and both of them were on the East Coast. They're not here. And I talked to my friends who work in public health here. They say they think Christmas and beyond is going to be so don't be fooled by everybody saying, oh, it's gone. And even if people are getting it even if they're vaxxed.
Bless you. Thank you for the donation.
But you don't get as sick. And I had Omicron, and I can tell you, I should have been a lot sicker. The flu's out there also.
Yeah.
So take precautions. My daughter wears her mask now all the time because she has fewer allergies when she wears it outside. People stare at her. But I really enjoy being with you on
that was yesterday.
Yep.
Yeah, give my daughter a little space, because new baby, everyone gets to come over.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they didn't, because of the three things out there: flu, RSV, and COVID. They
Mm-hmm.
stayed home. You know, no family stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Protect little darling from getting any colds. But yeah, it is nice to have this time alone too. New
That's
babies.
true.
But yeah, everyone loves her. Seen a lot. Bless you, Linda. Thank you so much for the donation. It's very much appreciated. Much love to you guys.
Come by my channel on Monday in the middle of the afternoon. I'm running a show with a bunch of other women readers, and just no guys showed up to volunteer. And we're going to just be looking at a monthly musing, trying to see the patterns we see coming in December. On Tuesday, I'm doing a show about something, I'm not sure what. But Thursday, I'm really excited because I'm hosting Tim Walter. And Tim Walter runs a center that teaches people how to work with ley lines and earth energies in England. And he's going to come over and talk about, there's so much ahead of us in that.
Thank you, Mom. A lot of new faces I've seen today.
Cool. Yeah.
Bless you.
So if you want to come over, so I've got something Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday. And then I'm going to take another break. Well, my breaks are studying for the next thing I have to know about. But and for those, yeah. And Scott, you've got something on Tuesdays usually, don't you?
Yeah, this Tuesday, my channel. I haven't invited. I'm going to try to invite someone else yet. With thanks, Coastal Crown. Bless you.
Thank you.
Namaste. Yeah, Dragonfly Crystals, Valerie. Every Tuesday, either my channel or her channel.
Yeah.
I'm gonna browse my mind, invite a guest. Yeah. Other than that, trying to open that up in here.
I'm still keeping up with my elementals. This little tome came to me, and it is The World Guide for Gnomes, Fairies, Elves, and Other Little People. And you know how thick books, sometimes they look thick because they've got thick paper. This is extremely thin paper. So this is going to be giving me something to think about over the holidays. And I'm painting Christmas cards.
I know, I've seen that. You showed me
Thank you, guys.
We love you. Bless you, Karen. Thank you so
And
much.
if you want to know when my shows are, Poetic Justice, I still am working out the time with him so that he doesn't have to be up at midnight to be on my show because he's in England. If you join my channel and subscribe, Tim Walther.
Oh, Tim, that's right. Yeah.
Tim Walter. He's got fascinating information. He's got a lot of fascinating stuff about working with your own energy, working with the energy in the trees, and some of that sort of stuff.
Oh,
so, and he's real big on dowsing. He has some really clever, interesting things you can pick up relatively quickly. And the other thing I really like about the man is he's really into how to protect yourself. So when you're out doing all this crazy stuff, you're not bringing home the bad guys.
Beautiful. Yeah.
I mean, energetic COVID creeps.
I very much look forward to seeing that video.
Anyway, join my channel. You'll get notified. If you subscribe, I send out notices on everything.
Yeah, I mean, every time I went out in the trees and hugged a tree or just absorbed it, it's been nothing but beautiful. They're there for you. I'd never seen any rejection or of energy or anything like that. Like if you sit down, I think I felt it more if you sit down, you know, and lean against the tree because the roots and the earth have everything.
Right.
You know, sense the light codes and everything within the trunk and everything, you know, but the intense energy and healing comes from the root. Like if you just sit in the grass or sit next to it.
That's right.
Like I said, there was one time I was feeling some bad energy from somewhere. I hugged a tree. It was gone within 5 minutes. It works.
So we'll see you guys. We're out here working to try and get information to you that you can use, and maybe some predictions that maybe they're right.
We hope they're right. We feel the energy flowing that way. Have a marvelous Sunday.
Somebody asked about a grid. Go to my website, crystaldirections.com. It'll tell you everything you ever needed to know about grids.
There you go. Or catch another show that you had about grids.
Oh, yeah. Scott's got a grid. A lot of people have grids. I've built something like 180 of them now. So.
Yep. Got a grid. Got an egg.
Yep.
On the screen light. Blessings, everyone. Have a beautiful Sunday.